The March for Your Rights in Washington State. We're at the Capitol in Olympia. Coming up next on Deceptions of the Ages News. All right, so it's the March for Your Rights rally is going on behind me, and I got here a little bit late. Obviously, you can see the weather is really a nightmare today. So this is it. This is the crowd that showed up to defend our rights to have our own firearms. So it's a pretty small crowd, and maybe it's because of the rain that this is such a small crowd. But this is it. So right now, they've had a couple speeches, and now they are going to go into the Capitol building, and I guess they're supposed to talk to some representatives, but you know, it's going to be a line of crap from them. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. I think now that we've missed the speeches and all that, I think what I'm going to do is just go in and see if I can get any recordings just from here. It's going to be a long, I brought my Costco cart with me, so it's going to be a long tote up to the building, but I'm going to do it. So I went back and I took all my stuff back to my car, and now all the other guys have gone inside. So I'm going to actually, with my bad knee, I'm going to climb these steps and go inside and see what I can find, all right? Yep. So I got here a little bit late. Where did everybody go?
They marched from down over here, about 4 blocks away, all the way up, and then to the front, and they came in here.
Okay. So I have a YouTube channel, Deceptions of the Ages News. Can I interview you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're here for the march?
Yes.
Okay, and I was explaining, I got here a little bit late. So what do you guys hope to accomplish?
Just standing up for our constitutional rights.
To do what?
For me, my personal is for gun rights.
Okay. And that's it, just the gun
That's
rights?
it for me, yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. Do you think that these issues are connected, guns, immigration, the way that we're being treated by the American government?
Yes.
So it's really not just about gun rights, then it's about a whole slew of issues. But you guys were united by the gun issue.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I'm running for governor next time around, Matt Heines. So
great.
Look me up.
Good luck.
All right. Well, I have just gone through security. I cannot use my tripod, which I've had to hang off my belt, nor can I use my extendo stick. So I'm just back to holding my phone. I hope this recording goes off well. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to find our group for March for Your Rights. So I'm going up the stairs.
You're only like in
Ah,
Bigfoot.
there you are. How's it going?
Oh, okay.
Thought I'd see you here. Who else is here? Anybody from the group?
I tried to get Derek to come. He was. He get away from work.
All right. Well, I'm crossing over. Give me your name again.
John Pickering.
John Pickering. I'm actually crossing over to my. I have another new channel.
Well, I saw the
This-
link
yeah.
posted to the pen.
Yeah. So I'm here with John Pickering from my. He's from my Encounters USA channel. He's here to guarantee our rights. And so we have a. What do these guys do?
It's just a place of gathering and stand up for our rights. Mainly, primarily, this group is Second Amendment rights, but rights in general, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution.
And what are they doing over there? Is this just an assembly or are they talking? To
Well,
somebody?
there was a speaker who was talking for a little bit, but I think he's done now. There was a little bit of chanting and trying to get out the word of why we're here and what we stand for.
Okay. Well, I'm just going around asking people. I'm probably going to throw in my hat for the governor run this year. So I'm asking people, you're here for the guns. Is that, I mean, don't you think that it's tied to a lot of other issues?
Oh, yeah. Well, you're definitely talking about a First and a Second Amendment issue when you're talking about firearms. The way the laws are being enacted are starting to infringe on the First Amendment, also the Fifth, and a few, some other instances. And it's an incremental process that the anti-gun groups are doing.
Right.
And if you look at some of the things, especially like that are going on in Virginia right now, some of the same things are happening here. They're just keeping it a little lower key.
Well, I'm just going to ask you, and you can answer if you want to, and don't if you don't. But you know, they're allowing all of this immigration of people that they're fomenting racism, and then they want to take away our guns. It seems like they have guns. They don't have any problem with these illegal immigrants having guns.
And giving them the right to vote also.
Yeah. So is that also why these people are here? Or
Oh, you bet. It's we're here as a pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment rally, but we're also very concerned with the entire Constitution.
Yeah.
The first 10 amendments especially. We're talking about the rights of every citizen. And when you bring in an illegal alien and give them preference for rights that legally aren't theirs, that's illegal.
And do you believe that's happening now?
Well, I believe it. Yeah, I believe it's happening. I mean, right now, you look at what's going on in the state and the federal government and the divisions that are going on. Right now, we have politicians that are violating their oath of office.
Right.
They take an oath to defend and protect the Constitution, but they seem to think that they can just pick and choose what parts of it they want and use it in their own battles when they choose. It doesn't work that way. It's a.
So, in your opinion, who do these politicians? Who do they really work for?
Oh, they work for their own
in
interests.
Washington State. Not
They work.
national.
They work for interests, different interests.
Corporations.
Yeah. Well, corporations are involved, but their own political goals and aspirations. They have agendas. And they shouldn't have agendas other than to follow the Constitution and represent the people of the state that they're elected to represent.
Right.
Unfortunately, they represent their agendas and not the people.
Yeah. And we saw that in the last election. We didn't want those expensive tabs. And I'll tell you, when I ran for the Senate, 5 of the candidates, Democrats and Republicans, contested it because it was so crooked.
It's the third time that's been voted in, and every time they say, "Oh, that's unconstitutional." Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, the people told you what they wanted.
Yeah.
You're supposed to represent them.
Yeah.
That's what they're elected to do.
Well, I know in my election, there's 4.5 million people in Washington State. 1 million ballots got counted.
Yeah.
Where's the 3.5 million? So.
Well, when you have dead people voting and other things like that too, it makes.
But you had people. A lot of people. I don't know if they didn't vote or what, but 3.5 million is a lot of ballots that didn't show up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Washington is a sad example of this, of people being apathetic about what's going on.
Exactly.
I tell people all the time that when you get into a political discussion, they say, and we're very divided. Vote Democrat or vote Republican. It's like, no. Have you looked to see what your candidate, how they voted?
Exactly.
What their voting record in the Senate is?
This state is overrun by rhinos.
Yeah, we are. People would be shocked about how their supposed elected representative votes quite often.
I know.
It's not what they think they're doing.
Yep. And these people here don't want us to know how they vote anymore.
Right.
They want to have secret.
You go on the internet, votesmart.com, or the state's own website. You can look at your representatives, how they voted on every issue.
Yeah.
I encourage every voter to do.
Yeah, would you say that again? What website is it?
There's votesmart.com.
Votesmart.com.
Is one of them, but you can go onto the state's own website and the federal government's own website. They have sections for votes and House bills and everything that'll come up. You can read them, you can look at them, and you can see how your elected officials vote on those subjects. It's been an eye-opening experience for most voters.
Yeah, well, we're going to check that out. All right, John Pickering. Well, thanks. We'll see you back on Encounters USA.
And you betcha.
Nice to see you, John.
So, I'm hosting firearms training and survival courses. Anyone's interested, hit me up. I'm the Rogan Camp on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, Alexander Rogan Camp, and I'm on YouTube. Now, I'm not doing this to make a profit. I'm doing this, I'm not even necessarily training anyone. I just want to get together. This isn't a militia. I just want the community to come together and start training. Because regrettably, and I don't want it, I don't want it at all. But one day soon, we might have to start using these cool little guns that we have. Now that's last case scenario. It's not what I want to do. I have 2 children. I love them very much. I do not want to die before they do. But I want them to live and have a freedom-filled life. And I'm not going to stop fighting. So once again, I have cards. I've kind of run out of them, but if anybody's interested, hit me up. What's your name again? The Rogan Camp. I realize it's kind of douchey, but that's The Rogan. That's the name I picked like a year ago, something.
Comes at a cost. This is part of it. Time, like Alex said, time is one aspect of cost. Blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice. Having that conversation with your wife, that if they want to make us felons, this is not the time for idle positions. This is not the time to skirt the fence on history. 250 some odd years ago, men, a lot less equipped than us, decided to pick up rifles, a lot less sophisticated. And what did we do? Our ancestors battered down the greatest military force in the history of the world, simply off of one standard understanding principle. One, that the right to bear arms is not given. It is automatically predisposed upon all of us, whether it be through evolution or through God. The First Amendment and the Second Amendment are just there in acknowledgement, on paper, public record. I'm no more of a warrior than I am a poet, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm a fucking patriot. And it's time. Liberals, Democrats, left, right, center, doesn't matter anymore. This is it. This is the time. 2020 is the beginning, turning that new leaf. The tree of liberty, I heard it before, is thirsty, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen.
I will not surrender. I will not give in. The American ideology is one of greatness because it includes everyone. And the reason why everyone is important is because everyone can hold point it at somebody. And you can say, here we are, this little outfit. But every single one of you took time out of your days, took time out of your jobs, your paychecks, your family. It doesn't matter. Because they're going to say something else. They're going to do something else. They're going to spin it. And what are we going to do? We're going to come back better than we were before today. Yeah. Train. Come on, put this shit on, run around your house. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's a hurt coming. This country is on the epicenter. It's on the precipice. We're standing, looking over at the edge. The winds of change are coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to say this. Amen.
Can I speak? Can you record me? It's already going.
If you guys ain't got gear, make sure you run up your credit cards. I'm buying gear, guns, and ammo, because that's what we're going to need. Don't be scared.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matthew Heines. I am running for governor of this state in 2020. Remember my name? I always go by hindsight. So you know hindsight is 2020, hindsight in 2020. Now I'm not here to talk to you about guns or whatever, and it's all correct. It's all, everybody has a good point, but it's all tied into other things, all right? And so for you to sit here and focus on the gun issue, well, why do you need guns? Because we don't have a voice anymore in the government. And I'm going to talk to you right now about a term. And really, I came down here to talk. I didn't think I'd be able to, so I'm really happy to be able to do this. I'm going to tell you a term. It's called denominator. And the ancient Greeks used to talk about why don't they like democracy? Because democracies always devolve into the lowest common denominator. Look around you. It's sex, it's fear, and it's hate. And I'm saying, and I appreciate all you guys. I'm an ex-paratrooper, 82nd Airborne, so I appreciate the gun argument, and I'm willing to pick up a gun too, because I'm ex-infantry. So that's all. I hope it doesn't come to that. But what I'm talking about is that if we don't fix our schools, if we don't shut down these borders, they want to replace every one of us. Okay? And when they get rid of the next batch, they're going to replace them too. It doesn't matter if they're Mexican or Indian, whatever. Nowadays, corporations have figured out it's just to replace the people that are working for you and get the next batch in that are work dirt cheap. This is what immigration is about. And all of you guys talk about guns and everything else. They want your guns because they brought in people. I mean, I've written books about this stuff. In the 1800s, they brought in the British and the French into Mexico. Why? Because the Mexican government took out a lot of debt, and the bankers wanted that money back. We're 20 trillion, 23 trillion in debt, and the bankers are going to want the money back. So look at what's going on around you. Look at history, and I'm not going to say any more, but I do appreciate your time, and please keep track of me. I'm Matthew Heines, Hindsight in 2020. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Joey and Tessa would like us to go this way to the Senate.
I do not know, actually. They're done for the day, and whether they're eating lunch, I do not know. We don't keep track of them. Maybe, I don't know.
So did you hear that? They don't even care about people that came to protest. I'm sorry. Did they leave for the day or did they run away?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I would think they ran away.
Once the floor activity is over, we no longer pay attention to where they are.
Okay. Okay.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, so we are making our way out of the building. I'm just going to get one more picture. Hi there.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
You have a question?
No, I just saw you were running for governor. Heard
Ah,
you
yeah.
speak up.
All right, well, this is it. I guess we are going to close this up here. As you saw, the senators, even though all these people came to talk about gun rights, the senators took off. So what does that tell you about people's rights in this state? There's nothing really more that highlights that than just the way that these people have been basically treated. But as you can see, all well-behaved people. We had a couple people that had a little bit of passion about guns and politics, but altogether it's peaceful and a lot of really nice folks. So unfortunately, it would have been nicer if more people had showed up. But I think that the rain, the fact that you had to come so far to be at this place, and you never knew what you were going to see when you got here. So altogether, I think it's been a pretty good success. We've had a lot of ways to meet a lot of the people in the community. And I got to talk about running for governor. So you can't ask for more than that. All right then. This is Deceptions of the Ages News. We're in Olympia, Washington, at the March for Your Gun Rights rally. And we actually want to see it right here. This is my nephew. You can see him right there. He's really shy, so I can't show too much of him. But anyway, this is Deceptions of the Ages News, and we'll see you later.